Hello and welcome to round 5 of the TRR 2020 Championship, brought to you by LFS and M Details. This week's race comes from South City 4 South City Long SO4 with the FO8, the Formula V8, the Formula 3000 car inside Live for Speed. Two really short races this week, only 6 laps long, so the second race is going to be absolutely mental, as we've got very used to in this series. Yeah, it's going to be about 8 to 9 minutes of racing in each race, so really short round this week. Probably a good thing, because we don't want anybody lapping each other, especially with the diverse range of talent among the field. So yeah, we'll see how tonight goes. The drivers are just about getting ready for qualifying, so we'll go to the track very shortly when they all get underway. Currently we've got about 30 cars on the surface, so another good turnout, which is nice. So there should be plenty of action up and down the field, especially given the tight and twisty nature of South City. You're very closed in with all the walls, and this is a really fast car, and probably one of the hardest to drive fast in the entire game. Lots and lots of power under the rear wheels, really hard to get going, especially on a bumpy start. So getting all the power down in the FO8 on the start is really important and really tricky at South City, especially considering the start goes down and under a bridge, cold tyres to begin with, so braking into turn 1 is always going to be fun, especially when you've got 29 cars behind you. So good luck to anybody who's on pole this week, definitely. So yeah, qualifying about to get underway then. Currently 31 drivers have set a practice time, so we're looking at a range of about 5 seconds in terms of speed. But yeah, looking forward to this one very much.
Disconnected.
So we'll see how this goes. So yeah, qualifying is now underway. We'll head to the track. And as you can see, there's already been a crash in pit lane, so this bodes well for the race, doesn't it really? People are impatient to get out on track, even for the start of qualifying, so let's see who's going to be the first out to set a lap. Got people already down at the third corner. This is Zeban. So yeah, we'll go on board and give you some idea of the kind of the speed and the twistiness of this track if you've not driven it before. So Zeban's doing a nice slow out lap, probably to preserve tyres. He's just been overtaken by TJ, so we'll watch TJ for his opening lap instead. Makes his way down to the final corner. He'll want a nice exit out of here. Remember, TJ qualified really well for the first race last week. He managed to get alongside Botsy on the grid, but unfortunately, due to the restart, got forced out on turn 3 by Botsy and was pushed into the gravel, dropped way down, and we didn't really hear from him again. So over start finish he goes, down underneath the bridge for turn 1. Although we really call this next one turn 1. Hard braking into a 90 left. Really tricky to get the power back down without hitting the wall. So he hit the wall a little bit there. Slow it down for right-hander onto this short run into the twisty section in the middle of the lap. Got a little bus stop here, so a double left-hander followed by a short right-hander. Little chicane, and then power down up the hill, and then this really tricky, almost flat out section. this bit's easily flat out, and then you have to prepare yourself for the huge braking zone, the hardest braking zone on the track, trickiest braking zone to get wrong, all sorts of bumps and stuff, and then you have to get the power down up this hill, around the corner, without sliding out. TJ does a nice job of it, and then carry all the speed out onto the back straight, which takes you over this sort of flyover down to the final corner. Heavy again on the brakes, misses the apex a little bit, but manages to maintain some speed. So just a couple of corners to go, a couple of little bends, and we'll see what the opening time is for the 5th round. TJ sets the benchmark at a 1:23.1 as he pits, and he'll go out and do another lap. Sorry, a 1:22.8 is his benchmark. Next across the line was Zeban, and he in fact set the 22.8. TJ did set a 23.1, so current span of about 6 seconds across the field. Currently got TRR Zeban on pole, followed by TJ in 2nd, Pedro in 3rd, Yes Unite in 4th, Sick in 5th. So 3 of the Road Appraiser guys up in the top 5. TRR currently leading the way. I'm going to take this opportunity to run down the championship statistics as well, the championship standings, sorry, to this point. So we've had 4 rounds, which consisted of 8 races. Yes Motorsport currently leading both the team championship and the driver championship at the moment. Fast is leading the drivers championship on 282 points. Then it's Gabor closely behind with only 20 points the gap, down in 2nd. Then it's Gemini in 3rd for MRC. He's got 257 points. So yeah, the top 3 separated by only 15 points. And in the team standings, it's Yes Motorsport at the top. Then it's Nordic Racing Team, NRT in 2nd, and MRC in 3rd. The full standings and statistics can be found on the LFS forum. So going into this race, it's Fast still at the top. Haven't seen much from him in the last couple of races. He's been there or thereabouts in both races, but really seems to have been struggling to get any sort of points in the 2nd race. Back in round 2, he managed to get really high up in both races, finished 6th and 8th, which is a really solid points haul across both the races. But in rounds 1, 3 and 4, really struggled to make any positions at all compared to some of the other drivers who were starting like at the back for the 2nd race. He only finished 19th, 14th and 18th in those 3 races. So having won 3 races, his 2nd race performance hasn't been brilliant, so he's holding on at the top, but only just, from drivers around him who are consistently outperforming him in the 2nd race. Gabor always does quite nicely in the 2nd race. Gemini likewise. He's had a couple of not so fantastic first races, but he's definitely made up for it in the 2nd race by starting further back. So yeah, lots to watch out for in the drivers and teams championships as we go through this series. Remember that there were a few rule changes going into last round with the to stop people from sandbagging in the first race and deliberately dropping down the order and starting at the back so that they would be on pole or very high up for the 2nd race. There's now a rule change which offers more points in the first race compared to the 2nd, so in order to get a really good result, qualifying is important, and you can't just kind of start at the back or end up at the back, so you just get all your points in race 2. So now, pretty much to win this championship, you have to be at the pointy end in race 1, and you have to be cutting through the field in the 2nd race just to maximise your points there, because someone who finishes relatively highly in both or kind of in the middle is going to end up beating you in the championship. So lots of strategy options that are available still. It hasn't really ruined the available options, but it's just opened up a lot more in terms of strategy. So we'll begin to see how different strategies are paying off. Like I mentioned, even though Fast hasn't really been right at the front, he's still holding on to the championship lead because he's Although he's not doing brilliantly in race 2, he's still managing to bring home points in both races and bring home good points. Ziban's time has not been beaten so far. The pole time is still a 1:22.8 as we see J.A. Catilla spinning out and hitting the wall there. Qualifying even becoming quite tricky for some people, it seems. So yeah, we will just run down the order real quick. We've got Ziban in first currently, followed by TJ, more than nearly 4/10 of a second behind. So it's a heck of a gap that Ziban's opened up at the top here. I think that's the fastest time of the day that we've seen, even in practice. I might be wrong, but it's a very fast time nonetheless. Yes, Motorsport Fast in third, only a couple of hundredths behind TJ. Then Road Appraiser Pedro has been bumped down to fourth. Unite has cropped up in the top 5, so that's Nico up into the top 5 with a 1:23.3. Ziban currently the only driver inside the 22s, and he's well inside it. He's 2/10 inside the 22s at the moment, so no one's even close. Then we have to go down to 9th to see anybody who's outside the top 8. So the top 8 are relatively close, all within a second. We're currently watching T. Salmonen on a lap. T. Salmonen currently down in 20th, so he'll want to improve from there. NRT, there's always a couple of NRT drivers relatively high up after qualifying, so would be a bit surprising to see some of them outside the top spots. Some news to bring you, NRT Silver, not Silver, Salin, was disqualified from the series this week, causing a bit of controversy in the last race. So we have our first victim of the season. Someone's disqualified from the whole season for some goings on in the last race at Blackwood. Not good to see. Hopefully we don't see a repeat of that. There were definitely some less than good driving standards in the last race. So yeah, they just need to calm down a bit, take it a bit easier. Remember that this is supposed to be fun, as T. Salmonen spins out and hits the secondary pit lane pit wall there. Not ideal. Let's see if anybody's on a lap currently. Who have we got here? That's Rocky. So is Rocky on a lap, or is he just starting one? He is on a lap currently, so we'll see where he goes. He's currently sat 29th and last at the moment, but it seems only fair to give him a bit of airtime. Or maybe not. Maybe he doesn't want to be watched. He's getting overtaken here around the outside by Silver. Silver can't quite make the move. I don't know if Silver's on an out lap. Rocky lets him go, so let's give Rocky some time and space to work on his own pace. Someone's just crossed the line here. Who's this? It's Magic. Magic makes his way down to turn 1. This is Magic's 5th lap in this session, so he must just be running a race set. Looks like he is. So he's just getting up to speed with his setup. He's currently down in 27th place. Ziban's time is still untouched at the top on a 22.8. Pedro's got a little bit closer. He's jumped up from 5th to 2nd. He's now on a 23.06. So there's still over a quarter of a second gap at the top. Ziban's really pulled a good lap out there. TJ is in 3rd. 10th and a half behind his teammate. Then it's the two Yes teammates of Fast and Unite as Magic gives up on that run of laps. Unite's on a lap here, huge slide there from him. Qualifying's over, so this will be United's last attempt to see if he can get inside the top spots. Let's go on board with him for the final few corners. Down to the hairpin, heavy on the brakes. Lots of wheel spin as he tries to get the tyres to wake up. His tyres are very hot. It's possibly a last-ditch attempt to try and get inside his second lap mark. Can't have been that good. United's been pushed down to 5th. There's a pack of 3 Yes Motorsport guys outside the top 3 at the moment. Fast in 4th, Gabor in 5th, and United in 6th as United just drifts around the last corner. I doubt this will be an improvement, although I have been wrong about that in the past. He hits the wall and he's practicing a pit entry, so yeah, he's bailed on that lap. And he got a drive through. So that wasn't a very good attempt from United at all there. But hey, he hopefully won't need to do any pit stops during the race. So hopefully that practice was for nothing. So yeah, 30 qualifiers currently, spanning just about 6 seconds, so it's a good job there aren't any more laps been added to this, because lapping traffic at this track with the range of drivers we've got here would probably end up in more of a mess than anyone wants. Not this early in the season. Hopefully driving standards and practice will go up as the season progresses, because we have seen a very vast range of skill being presented. So yeah, there'll be a short break now before the start of race 1, which, just to remind you, is 6 laps. Very, very short this week. It'll be about 8 or 9 minutes of racing. Drivers are welcome to join the interview room before the race or just after the races. I will be calling a few of them into the booth with me at some point. Elmo timed out again, so Elmo's internet is having a really bad day, or bad time at the moment. He timed out from the second race last week, so hopefully he can get that sorted eventually. Because he is timing out more and more often, which is not good. So yeah, drivers are just practicing for a few more laps before the start of race 1. We'll give them some time. And yeah, we'll be back with the start of the next race, of the first race, in just a few minutes. Welcome back. We're just about to get underway for race 1 of round 5 of the TRR Championship 2020, sponsored by LFS and M Details. 2 6-lap races. The second is a reverse grid of the finishing results of the first race. The grid is set for race 1, 30 drivers, so really good attendance again. We'll head back to the track in just a second once the drivers are all set and ready to go. I think we're just waiting on a couple more people to join, and then we'll be underway here. Yeah, so really short races tonight, 8 minutes each roughly. Zeban took pole with an impressive 1 minute 22.8 lap, followed by TJ and his teammate Pedro. So yeah, let's head back to the game now and see how everybody's getting on in the build up to this race. Here we go then. We're about to get underway for round 5. Let's head to the front of the grid where we'll see Zeban sitting nicely on the front row there. So he is going to lead everyone down to turn 1 for the first time. Lights are on. And we are off. So we'll see if everyone makes it nicely down to turn 1 here. They're coming down under the bridge. Nicely on the brakes. Well, Zeban's got away nicely, but Gabor hasn't. That's Gabor in the wall. Gabor's all the way down at the back now. So that's his race over, pretty much. These are really short races as Adam's getting all tangled up in the back there with Rick Cardle. Oh, there's more contact, more door banging. So yeah, Zeban's leading the field away at the front nicely from Pedro and TJ. It's a really clean start from these guys. Shame Gabor got dropped down the order. Must have been a bit of contact into turn 1. So we've got TRR leading 2 Roda Preza guys, followed by 2 Yes Motorsport guys. Then it's Rick Cardle from Sidus in 6th, followed really closely by Adam from TCR there. Then it's WCL P Koivunen following him with NRT S Silver in 9th. Then it's Roda Preza Sick, the lowest of the Roda Preza guys, inside the top 10. So 3 Roda Preza guys inside the top 10, really impressive. Then we've got Roni. Let's go to the front. Zeban's still got a little bit of a lead here. So is there going to be any drafting down the home straight? There'll be a little bit, but no one seems to be close enough to really make a move here. So it looks like Zeban's going to be safe at the front. He's just going to try and keep it together and drive away. Doesn't want to make any mistakes. Pedro and TJ are going to want to stay with him as much as they can, because obviously they want to capitalise on any mistakes, and mistakes are more than possible in this car around here. You know, the walls are coming at you at 100 miles an hour. Got a really close pack here from 9th down to 11th with Sick, Silver and Roni, and even Gemini, who has qualified quite low down in this race. You'd expect to see Gemini further up, considering he's 3rd in the championship. This will not help him if he can't make any places up. He's currently in 3rd as Sick hits the wall, gets a bit of a tank slapper on. Could just be his ping. He is a Brazilian driver, so you expect his ping to be a little bit higher than everybody around him, but that did look like a bit of a tank slapper. These guys have spread out a little bit now, but they're still pretty close. So yeah, Gemini is going to be all over the back of Roni. Let's go on board. See if he can make a move into the final corner. It doesn't look like he's close enough. It doesn't look like he's been able to make the most of the slipstream. Would he go for a lunge? No, backs out of it. So he might be able to have a go at him down the home straight. We'll see. Roni didn't get the best exit, so maybe an opportunity here for Gemini. Let's go back on board. Yeah, he's going to be on for a move. So our first overtake of the day. Oh, who's this ahead? That's Silver going slowly, and he's pinched. Gemini and Silver collide. I hope they haven't got too much damage. That was Silver going incredibly slowly for across the start finish line. So absolutely no idea what's going on there, but that was pretty bad of Silver there for not opening up the gap for Gemini. Kind of squeezed him into a wall there, considering he was going really slowly. So not the best of observations, but at least Gemini's still continuing. He'll still pick up some points, but he's all the way down in 14th now. So instead of making a place, he's lost 2 or 3 places from that. So really unlucky. Z-Ban pulling away at the front with TJ and Pedro still there or thereabouts, but Z-Ban's running away with this. Then it's Fast, followed by Unite. Then there's a bit of a gap back to Rick Cardle. Adams dropped off the back of him a bit, not surprising with all the error drop that you'll be getting around here. Then we've got Koivunen and Sick. Sick, if he gets a good exit out of this corner, might be able to get a run on him. Ooh, gets really close into the braking zone. Let's go on board. Yeah, Koivunen's all over the place out of the last corner, so there will be a move on here. Sick lifts, but moves to the inside for turn 1. Then side by side, completely. Is Koivunen going to yield? Koivunen yields, gives the place to Sick basically. Koivunen might be able to make a return. Nah, stays behind. It's probably sensible. Then Roni's all on his own. Then we've got Kryn and Gabor. And then Silver. Who's that? That Silver is going really slowly here. Oh, Gemini did have a lunge on Silver, but it didn't pay off. So maybe Gemini's got a bit frustrated and decided to just send one. Might as well. At least there was no contact and it was safe enough. So a bit unlucky this race from Gemini, to be honest. Then it's Mandula down in 15th. Haven't really seen the back of the pack yet. We've got T. Paulson in 16th, Texas in 17th, Ayub down in 18th. Not a very good showing from B2R this week. B2R not high up in the points, not high up on the track at all. Maybe they're trying to work something out for race 2. Who knows? Then we've got G. Pete, a driver we're used to seeing at the front. He's all the way down in 20th. So some drivers who you probably expect to be seeing at the front, not faring so well with this combination. As I say that, we are coming up to already over halfway through this race. Yeah, it's already down to 2 laps, so 2 laps to go. I did say these were going to be quick races. We've got Michael down in 21st. He's being chased by Ben. I'll just call him Ben. Yeah, you can see his full name on the screen. Not reading that, it's not real, so we're good. Ben is not close enough to make a move on Michael at this point. Then we've got a gap back to Elmo, down in 23rd, Magic 24th, Jay Catilla down in 25th, and then Rocky is leading up the back of the pack with Soini and Salmon, and Rocky's managed to make up a couple of places here. Timu 27th, and his team T Salmon down in 28th. So if it finishes like this, Salmon will be right at the front for the next race. Remember that there are a couple of drivers who have spectated out of this race as Rocky goes sideways. Rocky is this is the battle for pole in the next race that's going on here as Rocky goes into the wall. Oh dear, oh dear. That front of that car has seen better days. Look at it, it's a bit squinty. Z-Ban coming across the line for the end of the penultimate lap. Huge gap back to TJ and Pedro now, as the gap between Pedro and Fast is really closing up. So let's go on board and see if he's quite a way back. He's going to have to do something pretty special on the last lap to get on the podium. Is Fast. Really good showing again from the Road Appraiser guys. Really putting in some really nice practice and turning them into really nice results. So a really good job from the 2RP guys. Don't take anything away from Fast or Unite. This track is tricky, this track is hard, the car is hard to drive fast, so these guys fighting out for a top 5. Unite's getting pretty close to the back of his teammate here. I don't know if he'll go for any sort of crazy move on the last lap, but I've seen weird things happen in this league already, so nothing is going to surprise me. I know that Unite likes to make every place he can in races. Unfortunately got a penalty for his last lap move on the second race last week for overtaking 2 people on the grass across the start finish. I enjoyed watching it, but unfortunately the stewards didn't take the same view. Unite won't be close enough to make a move, unfortunately, so the top 5, if they all finish on the the way that they are at the moment, will be as follows. It will be Zeban crossing the line to win race 1. Then it'll be TJ, followed by Pedro, Fast and Unite in quick succession. Bit of a gap back to Rick and Adam. Then it's Sick. Roni's going to come up to take the flag. P. Koivunen, Kryn, Gabor. Gabor, remember, started pretty high up. Then it's Gemini, who did make a few places in the end. Followed by Silva, Mandula, Texas, Paulson, Antonio, Ayub, Michael is coming up to finish. Then it's got GP right behind him, Ben, and then Elmo, J.A. Katila, Magic. Here comes Soini to claim the flag. And we'll see who's won the battle for last place, shall we? It's not Salmonen, it's Rocky. Let's watch Rocky come and claim the flag for a race he didn't think he'd be able to attend. Well, he's finished and he'll get some points, but he won't get many points down in 28th. So 30 starters, 28 finishes. Well done, Rocky, as he flies up onto the off-ramp. There'll be a quick break here. We'll see if anybody wants to jump in for an interview. Looks like Ayub's here, so we'll drag Ayub in. Hello, Ayub.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, fine.
How was your race?
Well, the race is short, I think. It's short than the qualifying, to be honest. But
yeah, it's really short.
Yeah, but somehow I am alive. I didn't know how, but I finished the race. Woohoo!
Yeah, it looks like, well, only 2 people spectated in the end, so that's actually a pretty good finish for a race that everyone was expecting to be over before it started. So yeah, where did you finish? The results have disappeared off my screen.
It's P19. I'm happy with it. I take it.
You'll take it. I'll take it. So you'll be starting pretty high up for the next race. You'll probably be starting between either 9th or 11th with that. So we'll see.
I hope I will get a clean start, maybe a clean first lap. I can do it at least top 5 maybe if the fast guys catch me. And the first race was good. A little bit crashed there and there, trying to give space, give break early, but I got some little bit damage. But I'm too happy to go.
Good. Well, yeah, it was definitely a more interesting race to watch. It was pretty clean once everybody kind of sorted themselves out. There was only one big kind of real smash up between Gemini and I think it was Silver. Silver went really slowly on across start finish. Obviously, hadn't seen Gemini making a move, and they came together just before turn 1, and I thought that was going to be their race over, but they somehow managed to carry on. So yeah, a lot cleaner race, but I'm guessing you think the same. Race 2. How do we think the start of race 2 is going to go?
I hope it goes well.
I think we hope it goes well, but the likelihood of it actually going well is probably quite slim. Final thoughts on how you think race 2 is going to go, and then we'll drag someone in for an interview.
Well, good luck for everyone, and I hope you enjoy it, and the spectator too. Hope they enjoy the race, even if it's short. But yeah, that's it.
Brilliant. Well, we'll talk to you hopefully after the next race. Good luck with it.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
Cheers, Abe. See you later. Hello, Top Gun.
Hello.
You'll have to remind me of your in-game name again. I have forgotten it, unfortunately.
Bend over.
Bend over. Not your real name, I hope.
No.
Good. So yeah, that would be lots of bullying at school, I expect. So how did your first race go?
It was interesting, Rala. I did get KO'd, but I think it was lag, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there.
I wasn't really that angry, but because I reckon it was lag. But it was a good race because I did gain a few positions. I started in, I think 25th, went into 22nd, and my pace isn't excellent, to be honest. Let's just put it that way.
Well, yeah, 3 positions gained is not bad at a track that is difficult to overtake at. There's probably 1 or 2 overtaking points, and it's basically, other than that, it's just relying on people ahead making mistakes, which clearly they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Well, you sound relatively happy with the 25th. You'll be starting, 22nd. You'll be starting pretty high up for the next race, either between
it's all
second
about
or
parking
8th.
the bus on the apex, because this is like a Monaco, where you just have to park the bus on each apex available.
Oh yeah, I mean classic street circuit stuff. Yeah. What are you looking?
I mean,
what are you looking for?
I'm no longer in a team, so I wouldn't be able to do it for the team, if you know what I mean.
Which team were you in?
I'm not in a team right now. I left my current team.
Righto. Well, see if you can find one. It's a long season. You may as well contribute towards someone's team points.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Cool. So, thoughts ahead of race 2? It's going to be pretty crazy, considering you'll be starting at the pointy end.
Yeah, I mean, I put my set on R3s, and I upped the downforce by 1 tick on each side, and it did wonders. Like, it handles beautifully compared to what it did before. I don't know why the R3s feel like I have more traction in the straight line, but for some reason I do, and that does really matter around here, getting a good exit.
It really does, yeah. You've got to get the power down. There's not a lot of high downforce through the corners. There's only a couple of high downforce corners on the whole track, so it skates around a lot out of the slow corners. I think they're gearing up for the start of race 2, aren't they? So I better let you get back to it. Is it 5 minutes we've got? Okay.
Yeah, they said 40, I think.
40. Okay, so we've got about 4 or 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
Just see if anybody else wants to jump in and say hi. Doesn't look like it currently, so you can hog the airways for a bit, or you can go and warm up. It's up to you. Yep.
I mean, to be honest, I think this was a really bad combination. But I love this car, but not with this track.
This track is fantastic. It's one of my the FO8 is
track,
a good.
But just not
it
with
separates
this guy.
the men
so
from
hard.
the boys.
I spent like 8 hours yesterday trying to just like get the hang of this car. Just get the grips of it. I think there will be a new league coming out with this car from B2R. I think they're thinking of hosting a Formula V8 league.
Well, that's a good idea.
It would be rather interesting. Have something close to an F1 car.
Hones back to the old LFS kart races hosted by NDR. So that would be nice for LFS again if it's a well-run series. Yeah, well, the FO8 is a fantastic car when you've done a lot of practice and you're
when you got
right
the right
at the sharp
setup
end.
Yeah,
exactly. So
definitely,
I am definitely a fan of having more FO8 races back in LFS. It'll be fun to get on that.
It's like if you wanted the taste of something close to F1, but you don't want the traction control getting in the way, then I think this is the best car to turn to.
Yeah, definitely. I was actually talking to someone the other day about the lack of FO8 series in LFS currently, and so I'm kind of happy.
Yeah,
that's
I think B2 are trying to fill that gap. I mean, it's a good marketing choice.
It's a good gap to fill for sure.
Yeah, it
is.
So apparently there will be safety cars and everything. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, that's a good call. I mean, if you're going to be running longer races, then having safety cars with that car is a good idea because you'll bunch the field back up.
Yeah, it'll make the racing way more
interested. Yeah, as long as I don't throw them too often, that will definitely open up more strategy options for the racing.
If someone's upside down in the middle of the track around South City or something, then that's a definite safety car.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's currently bets going down in the Twitch chat for the number of retirements. Place your bets now. We'll see who wins that. I've said 15, half the field.
15.
Yeah, I'm a pessimist, man. I'm a pessimist, or maybe a realist. Who knows? We'll see.
It's just going to be like Crashgate scandal all over again.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I know that a couple of drivers have tried to start at the back of tried to finish at the back of the last race to get a better start for the next one.
I saw a couple of people going really slow on the straights. I don't know if that was because they were running high downforce or they were just slowing down.
There were some people who were going way too slow. Like that's not just the setup. That's them either lifting out of it or like they've got something going on there. Are they thinking about gridding up now, or have we got a couple of minutes?
I think they're gonna start pretty soon now.
All right, well, good to chat to you. Good luck in your next race, and feel free to jump back in after.
Thank you.
Cheers, Ben. So yeah, we're nearly ready to go for race 2 here. reverse grid. I don't really think that 15 people won't finish this race. I think it'll be probably more like 5 or 6. Don't think it'll be as bad as maybe I've suspected, but I'll probably be proved wrong. Let's put it that way. Who knows what's going to happen? Generally, it's the most unforgiving configuration in LFS. There are walls. There aren't any runoffs. So yeah, we will head back to LFS now and await the start of the next race. They're already underway, so come on OBS, sort yourself out. There you go, beautiful. Drivers are on the grid. So currently on pole is Rocky. We thought he would be, but he is on pole position, followed by T Salmonen and T Soini. So it looks like Salmonen has sandbagged the first race, because he shouldn't be down that low. So we'll see how Salmonen gets on. Away they go. Rocky leads the pack away, gets the car started nicely. Yeah, looks like everyone's away cleanly so far. We've got 3 wide further back. Yeah, contact. People in the wall. Sort yourselves out, folks. That's about 70 wide in the background there. Wall, 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 wall. Oh my, okay, 3 wide, yeah, why not? Just do it, fellas, yeah. 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 No. Let's go further forward, we don't want to watch that. Michael's leaving the pits, okay. So yeah, Salmonen, as we expected, has taken the lead. He'll probably run away with this race. We've got Rocky in 2nd place, GP in 3rd. So yeah, GP, another driver maybe who decided to try and start a bit further up in this race. Then we've got who we've got. This is Magic. We've got Magic in 4th. So yeah, Antonio 5th, Catilla in 6th, Ayub in 7th, Elmo in 8th, Gabor in 9th. He's being overtaken by Crin on the outside. Yeah, makes that move stick. Gabor under pressure. Oh no, making the pass on Gemini. So yeah, Gemini was in the middle of the pack the last race, and he's going to be in the middle of the pack for this race as well. This is going to be interesting. This is going to be 3 wide contact between. Oh, Gemini gets thrust into the pit lane. He is out. He is out completely. That was Elmo who came together with. Was it Elmo? Yes, it was Elmo. So Elmo's going to drop right down the field now. Not good to see 3 wide through the twisty bits on the home straight. Not going to work, as has been proven. So yeah, Salmonen and GP currently lead this race for NRT. Cholava, Rocky down in 3rd. He'll be wanting to keep on hold of that podium position, but he's already been mugged by 2 people on the opening lap, so the likelihood of that happening is relatively low, I'd say. Then it's Antonio behind, followed by Catilla. Catilla hits the wall hard. That won't do his car any good. Then it's Magic, followed by Ayub and Gabor. Silver's had a good start here. Silver's up to 9th. Then it's Rick Cardle, followed by closely by Adam, who's also had a very good start this race. Oh, we've got, who's that going sideways? Who was that going sideways? I don't know. It was one of the NRT guys. I can't work out quite who. Oh, it was GP. GP's had a coming together with someone. Guessing Antonio, because Antonio is now up to 2nd, or unless it was an error he made on his own. There was a bit of a gap. So Antonio side by side with Catilla. Catilla hits the wall a little bit. Rocky down to 4th. Gabor's going to make a move on the outside of Rocky here. I wonder if Rocky's going to yield or whether he's going to fend the place. On board with Gabor. Gabor lifts out for the first corner. Hits the wall. So yeah, more wall banging going on from these guys. Gabor on the outside for the next corner. Still on the outside, contact, wall. Still side by side down to the next corner. Still side by side through the next corner. Wall, big hit, and Rocky is not going to enjoy that one. There's someone spinning in the background. It's NRT and a Yes Motorsport driver in the background, but we'll stay here for now. Doesn't look like Gabor's going to be able to make a move down here. So yeah, we'll see who was involved in that. We've got Silver down at 14th and Elmo. These guys are way out of position. Fast again. Way out of position behind Adam. It must have been Adam that was involved because Adam's down in 17th now. So Adam's been in a tangle with someone. You can tell because of the front wing and also because he's in 17th. Salmon has opened a massive lead. Antonio, Catilla, Rocky still battling with Gabor. Is Gabor going to actually make it stick this time? They've been side by side through every corner on the whole track and they'll not stop here. Rocky tags him a little bit, but Gabor gets past finally. He'll breathe a sigh of relief there, I'm sure. Rick's going to have a go on Rocky down to turn 1. On board with Rick from Sidus. Yeah, side by side across the line. Is Rocky going to try and hold on? No. Rick moves around the outside of Rocky and moves up to 5th place. So Rocky slips down from pole to 6th place. Now, the next people to try and get past Rocky are Magic, Pete, G-Pete and Zeban. Let's see how they get on. Nowhere to go in this middle section, you can't really overtake there. You've got to kind of wait until either the braking zone into the hairpin or line yourself up for an overtake on the back straight or get a nice exit out of the last corner and do it on the home straight. So we'll see how this goes. Oof, as who was that in the background? That would have been TRR Texas getting in the wall a little bit. So yeah, let's see if Magic has a run. He's already alongside, but that's going to open up drafting opportunities. It's going to be 3 wide. Oh, who was that? That was Magic getting forced out there. So that NRT driver up the middle there, GP, having an absolute giggle trying to make it 3 wide there. Big winner out of all that is Zeban, who's moved up to 6th. GP in 7th. Rocky now down in 8th. And we've got Abe and Magic. Magic getting absolutely mugged there through no fault of his own, really. Getting involved in a 3 wide and getting shoved off into the wall. GP just, there was no room for a 3 wide there eventually. So yeah, Koivunen is going to want to start getting involved in this battle now. He's looking up the gearbox of Magic. 2 laps to go then. He's side by side with Magic. Contact. Oh goodness me, that's Koivunen getting spun out by Magic. Unfortunately, Gemini is involved there as well. Gemini's made up a bunch of places. That's not Gemini, that's Ben. So Ben getting stuck in up to 10th. Speaking to him before in the interview, Magic's dropping down even further now. So yeah, 11th place for him. Then it's Fast. So Fast will sneak through on the inside. Opportunistic, side by side through the corner before the back straight, and Fast is going to get a nice run on Magic here, already side by side, and he's passed. So Magic slips down another position. We've got contact ahead. It was involving Rocky, getting rear-ended by Ayub. Ben's caught up to this, so let's see what Ben does. Ben's going to get a nice view of Ayub and Rocky. We're on to the last lap already. So yeah, another really fast race. Fast, I suppose. Quick, another quick race. Ben has to lift, but he's gonna thinks better of it. Yeah. So, but Rocky has lifted it. Oh, he's still got the inside for Ayub. Yeah, nice. As Fast makes the move around Ben and Ayub. Caught them napping, trying to work out what Rocky was going to do, and Fast's made up 2 positions in 1 corner, so that's nice. Someone spinning out in the background. Who was that? It was a blue car. Was that blue car in the background? I can't work it out. As Roni in the wall, and Adam also in the wall. Adam's got to wait for everyone to go past. Elmo overtakes him. Mandula overtakes him. Shams overtakes him, and Adam spectates. So yeah. Oh goodness, Antonio's closed right up to the back of Salmonen on the last lap here. Side by side they go. Antonio makes the move before the back straight's over. That's risky because Salmonen's going to have a go back here into the final corner. Closest finish of the series so far is on the cards. We have Antonio following Salmonen out of the last corner. This is going to get messy. Side by side, this is going to be a photo finish. Salmonen gets thrown into the pit lane. That's a terrible end. That is a terrible end to what could have been a good race there. Antonio bins Salmonen into the wall. Salmonen's going to cross the line in 7th. That is a really unfortunate ending. He led the whole race after he got past Rocky, and something's happened there between those two. There was no need for that. You could just keep it clean on the last lap, have a nice side-by-side finish, no need for contact at all, and it's ended in disaster. That is a shame. But yeah, Antonio wins race 2, the reverse grid race of round 5. I will run down the order very quickly. We have Antonio, followed by Gabor in the end. Then it was Rick Cardle. And then we had, if TV Director will turn off for a second, please. Yeah, Rick Cardle followed by Zeban in 4th. Then it's J.A. Catilla in 5th. G. Pete in 6th. Salmonen in 7th. Yes Motorsport Fast in 8th. Then it's P. Koivunen from WCL in 9th. Ben made it up to 10th, so good race for him. Magic in 11th, Texas 12th, Elmo all the way down in 13th, Roni 14th, Rocky 15th, so our pole sitter down in 15th after that. Ayub in 16th, Mandula in 17th, Shams from MRC in 18th, TJ in 19th, T. Paulson in 20th for NRT. The Road Appraiser guys, as expected, weren't really able to make much ground over the 6-lap race. They are down in 19th and 21st, so TJ and Pedro didn't manage to make much of this reverse grid. It's pretty impossible here to expect them to have the winners from the last race to have made any sort of ground, given how tight and twisty it is. Kryn down in 22nd, T Soini down in 23rd, Unite down in 24th, and Michael last 25th. So anybody who said anybody who said 5 people were going to not finish, that's your number. Only 5 non-finishes, Adam being one of them, spectating on the last lap. Big loser from this race, probably T. Salmonen and G. Pete. They were right at the front, and they've ended up down in 6th and 7th, so not the race that they were expecting. Very unlucky over the line there between Antonio and T. Salmonen. We'll have to look back at that in post-race and work out what was going on. Fastest lap, incidentally, was set by TJ all the way down in 19th, but he set the fastest lap of that race, so well done to him. We'll see if anybody wants to jump in the booth for an interview after that crazy race. Yeah, we've got Elmo, so let's drag Elmo in. Hi, Elmo.
Hello.
How did you find that crazy expected race?
I felt like I was a spinning top, but apart from that...
Where did you start? Because you ended 13th.
23rd... no, started... I finished the previous one 23rd, I was 6th or 7th or something.
Saw you in the back of shot getting spun around at one point in the middle of the lap.
Yeah, one of about 3.
3, okay, well, 13th isn't that bad then, is it?
No, I did alright. Yeah, I got caught behind in the sandwich of a 3 wide coming onto the start-finish straight.
And we saw lots and lots
doing
of
3 wides.
There was a 2 wide across start finish which ended in a huge crash, and one of them finished in 7th and the other one, so yeah, kind of crazy driving standards again, but we'll see how this goes in post.
I don't think I hit the wall on this one, but I got spun around quite a lot.
Okay, well that's good. Adam, you overtook Adam on the last lap, your teammate.
I overtook him a few times, I think.
Okay, well I'm amazed because it's only 6 laps, so lots of drama, lots of action for a very short race. Yeah, any parting words? We've got Rocky wanting to jump in here.
Not really.
Cool. What's next week's combo? Do we know?
I'll tell you in a sec.
Cool.
Put the top
While
open,
you're doing that, I'll grab Rocky in and we can have a quick chat. Hi, Rocky.
Hello.
How did you find your race?
It was. Wait, let me first mute the stream. Well, it was amazing, but what you didn't notice, because you were of course looking at the battle for the lead. In the last lap, I got, well, let's say murdered by Ayub, and I lost my 8th position. So
yeah,
that's
you
how I
finished down in 15th. Not a brilliant second race for you.
Actually, it was. For me, all those guys are faster than me. I was 1 or 2 seconds slower, basically in the practice pace. So for me to have defended up to 8th position until the last corner, where Ayub just murdered me, he forgot to basically brake for the last corner and just swung me off, and all the cars got past. But he was so nice to let me pass again, so I won't even protest it, because it was an honest driver mistake. So yeah. But let's be honest, my team with Ziban, Jan Tuichowski won our first race in the championship, and he also finished fourth this race, so second race. So I'm really happy.
Yeah, I
Even
mean,
though my own misery.
I think the stewards are going to have a lot to do after this race, Rocky. There was a big accident over the finish line between Antonio and T. Salmonen, so there'll be lots to look at because it was a controversial end to an otherwise good race between those guys at the front. It looked like Antonio caught Salmonen pretty late in the race, but there's no need to have a crash over the line, especially here when the home straight is like 6-7 cars wide, more probably.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, plenty to look at. Yeah, I mean, if you're happy with your result from that race, then I guess that's fine.
I mean, let's go. I would have finished 8th or 9th if Egypt didn't do his unfortunate launch, but hey, I still finished higher up than I do in normal rounds. I finished 15th, so usually when I start in the front in the second race, I still end for 30th or something. So I'm happy with my defense. You know, it was a bit rough at times, but
yeah, for sure. I mean, let's see what Kryn thinks of all that. Let's drag him in.
Right,
Sorry,
next
Albo.
round. Next round is XRR on the Roval.
XRR on the Roval.
Nice.
Wow. Okay, so very nice.
That's a fun combo.
That'll be very fun. I think it's going to be interesting to watch.
Oh, yeah.
How many laps are we doing there?
21.
Okay, so a more sensible lap count for that race. That's good to see.
Yep.
Kryn, how was your race?
I actually just came here to publicly apologize to some people.
Well, takes the stage.
I caused a pretty massive accident on lap 1, I think. I haven't actually watched the replay yet. But I touched with someone from TCR, I don't actually know who. That caused a 4-car pileup, and it actually caused Gemini to hit the pit lane. So, sorry for that, my bad.
I think Elmo was in that one.
That was me.
Yeah, it was Elmo.
Oh, was you?
I did a
Ah,
360.
Yeah.
damn.
That was on the stream, so sorry for
was
that.
it?
Yeah,
Well,
we
that was
saw
my
Gemini
bad.
flying off into the spectators. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was my bad. Just public apology, because that was...
Yeah, I don't even know
stupid
what
move.
happened there because I was surrounded.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what it felt like, and I feel like I was the only one in the position to actually able to back out. So looking back at it, I think I just should have done that and just backed out. Doing really well from that point. I had a good start, but then I ruined it, and for several people, so my bad, apologies.
Well, fair enough for coming on and apologising. Like I said to these guys, it looks like we're going to be looking at the finish for quite a while between Antonio and T. Salmonen. The very, very weird end to the race.
Yeah, I think the stewards will have a fun time here.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, 4 of the stewards are currently in this channel, so let's have the stewards meeting live, shall we? Jokes. I'm not serious. I'm not serious. It's not a good idea. Yeah. I mean, we could use the stream to look over the replay to see actually what happens. So I will save the replay, jump out, and we can actually look closer at what actually happened there.
Not a bad
on
idea.
the final race. Sorry, on the final corner. So I'll just very quickly load up the incident. Talk amongst yourselves, please.
Well, at least it was a good result for the team.
Right, I have paused just when the action gets spicy, so we'll head back to the game on the stream. As you can see, we have Salmonen
nice.
and Antonio side by side. I'll put it in slow-mo, and I'll watch from top down to begin with, so we can see what happened. So it looks like yeah, it's kind of like 50-50 again between these two. Let's head back a little bit.
I mean, from what I just saw, he steered in himself. You know, the purple, pink cars. Yeah.
So we'll go on board. We'll go to real time. We'll go on board with Antonio. So yeah, Antonio moves to the right hand side. Salmonen squeezes him a little bit. No, Antonio moves out. Contact. Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
It was an easy incident in my opinion, but
We'll have to watch from Salmonen's point of view to see what goes on here, because it looked like wheel-to-wheel contact. Salmonen did move over quite a lot. Like, I'm looking at the steering wheel. I'm looking at the steering wheel. The steering wheel.
Same, and he keeps turning right.
Yeah.
He could have already closed it up there. And
Yeah, look at that.
Ooh, I've gone into a building here. Hang on.
No.
I've put view smoothing's on too high. Where's view smoothing? There it is. Yeah. Alright.
Well, if you look at this still, you know who's at fault, but
It's hard to tell, but yeah, it looks like a. Well, put your opinions in chat. What's the verdict on that incident? What is the verdict? I do not know. It's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
Exactly.
It's just.
I don't think you
dodgy,
can really blame anyone there.
Who had the
I mean,
corner?
this is how like
It is
LFS racing works.
If you look at the line where he should
They
go,
both had the corner.
They really did.
I should go there. Antonio is beside him and he still stays right. So if anybody is at fault, it would be the perfect pink car in my opinion.
I don't think anyone is at fault. I think that's just a LFS incident. That's just live for speed for you.
Yeah.
This happens.
It's LFS race, people. Hey.
I mean, I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
don't think you can
look
really-
at Salmon and steering wheel again, because I don't know. I don't know whether the spearing off was necessarily LFS's fault. No, I don't think so. This is a normal. If you do this with an FO8, that happens.
Yeah, that's actually true.
There's no network code there. There's no nothing. That is what happens when two FO8s rub against each other like that. So we'll have to look at it in post. But yeah, opinions on a postcard, please, for that one.
That'll be a fun one to discuss, Stuart.
I don't think it was lag, personally. It looks
No.
jumpy because that's LFS, but I don't think that was the fault of lag at all. I think it was just wheel against wheel, too much slide, and then the cars split apart, and you end up having them in a wall. It's quite common with
This is how the FO8
these
kind of
cars.
works.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, well, we'll begin to wrap up here, unless anyone else wants to jump in for an interview. It doesn't look like it, so. If you want to protest anything during that race, you can do so on the LFS forum in the TRR Championship 2020 subsection. Give us loads of work to do. The next race is 21 laps, well, 2 times 21 laps at the Roval in the XRR, did you say?
Yep.
XRR, so
Rockingham Oval.
Rockingham Oval. Join us then if you have S3. If you don't have S3, buy S3, it's great. And yeah, same time, same place, next Monday. 8:30 CET.
Tuesday.
9 o'clock CET on a Tuesday. Sorry, getting everything wrong.
To use the City League.
Just to use the City League. It's been finished for 3 years, but still every race in LFS starts at 8:30 on a Monday. Yep. 9 o'clock next Tuesday. Join us then. Thanks, guys.
Bye.